Good morning, everyone. I'm Minister Tanya Furr, Minister of Arts, Culture and Status of Women for the province of Alberta. I want to acknowledge that Edmonton is on Treaty 6 territory, the traditional home to Alexander First Nation, Alexis Nakota Sioux Nation, Enoch Cree Nation, Whitefish Lake First Nation, and Paul First Nation. This land also has deep importance to the Métis people of Alberta. Alberta has so many great stories to tell, stories that share our unique culture and perspectives on provincial, national, and international stages. And the creators and crews telling these stories are extremely talented and creative. If you're not convinced, maybe the 6 Emmy nominations for Prey and 24 Emmy nominations for The Last of Us will convince you. And hosting The Last of Us, the largest production in Canada's history, was made possible because of the experience and expertise we have here at home. Experience and expertise built by creating Alberta-made film and television productions. And that's why we're here today. We're so proud of our growing film and television industry, and we want to build it further by developing Alberta talent and content. That's what the Alberta-made Screen Industries program is all about. Thanks to increased funding in Budget 2023, so far this year, the Alberta-made Screen Industries program has already awarded a combined total of $2.8 million to 155 applications from local film and television producers and companies. From inception to the screen, Alberta-made Screen Industries program supports local talent so they can pursue the work they love here at home and create and celebrate Alberta stories. Part of this program is the Alberta-made Production Grant, which supports Alberta producers in creating content for smaller budget productions. It covers 25% of eligible production costs to a maximum of $125,000. And because a booming industry means we need to further develop the workforce, we added a training and mentorship incentive to the Alberta-made Production Grant. That grant provides up to $35,000 for activities related to on-set training, job shadowing, and mentorship. In the first part of this fiscal year, 20 productions successfully applied for a combined total of $1.3 million through this program. Half of these applications include support through the new training and mentorship incentive. This will help Alberta producers hire 34 trainees to learn 37 positions in more than 9,000 training hours. The Alberta-made Screen Industries program also has a grant to help cover labor expenses for Albertans working in post-production services, including visual effects and digital animation. To date, 76 post-production applications have received close to $500,000 through the grant. And there's also a grant that helps Alberta writers, directors, and producers cover expenses related to development of commercial-ready projects. The Project Script Development Grant has helped many productions get off the ground, like the series Push, which is about a group of friends who help each other navigate life in wheelchairs. So far, 59 projects successfully applied for a combined total of $1 million through the grant. It is an exciting time for Alberta's screen-based industry. It is also an incredible example of how Alberta's economy is growing and diversifying. For every taxpayer dollar that government directs to support this sector, it returns 4 times as much investment, creating thousands of jobs directly and indirectly. Jobs for people who are growing our cultural and creative industry to new heights. Between 2020 and 2021, film and television production volume more than doubled from what it was in 2019, from $260 to $560 million. In this same period, the number of people working in the industry more than tripled, and nearly half of the productions filmed in Alberta happen outside of Edmonton and Calgary. All corners of the province benefit from a strong film and television industry. And with the global film and television industry back to business, 2024 promises to be one of the busiest years in the sector yet. We want to keep this momentum going for years to come and ensure Alberta talent can stay in Alberta. This means we need to let the world know what we have to offer. Enter Stage Right, the work of the Alberta Film Commission. The Commission promotes Alberta's film and television industry through marketing, location scouting services, and developing new partnerships. By presenting all the advantages Alberta offers, such as our location, skilled professionals, and film-friendly communities, they help bring in new projects and production companies. The team is led by Mark Ham, Alberta's Film Commissioner, who is here with us today. I'm so grateful for the fantastic work of this team and look forward to their continued work alongside our thriving industry to attract even more productions to Alberta. I'm proud to be here at Department 9 Studios. Thank you for hosting us, one of Alberta's amazing production studios. I can't wait for the tour after to see all the behind-the-scenes technologies. And I look forward to continuing to support Alberta's local film and television producers and companies. With sector growth comes more jobs, more opportunities for Alberta crews and artists, and a growing pool of talent to create new productions of all sizes and genres. So we can share more of Alberta's unique culture, perspectives, and stories with people at home and around the world. I encourage everyone to check out the many great stories already out there, created by Alberta talent, and I encourage all storytellers in the province to learn more about the Alberta-made Screen Industries program, or to reach out to the Alberta Film Commission to see how we can make your aspirations come to life on the screen. Thank you. Our next speaker is Nazanin Knight, producer at 1844 Studios. Nazanin, come on up.
Thank you, Minister Furr. As an Alberta-based filmmaker, I can't help but be thrilled with the significant growth of our film and television sector here. Much of what we hear about in the news is the boost of large-scale productions, primarily service productions, coming into Alberta and amplifying our economy through Alberta spend and through hiring our amazing local crew. But there's another side to this story. Boutique independent production companies in Alberta, like mine, 1844 Studios, are also seeing heightened growth. And this is in no small measure due to the support of Minister Furr and her team through funding opportunities like the Alberta Made Production Grant and the Script Development Grant, which my company has been able to benefit from over the years, to tell our stories and to champion equity and diversity and inclusion in the screen sector. The other part of this growth story is the growth of EDI in our sector. Through their newest addition to the Alberta Made Production Grant, the Top-Up Fund for Mentorship and Training, we have been able to train and raise up the next generation of BIPOC crew. Thank you so much for these opportunities. I'm honored to be part of this growth and success story in Alberta. And without further ado, I'd love to introduce Mark Wood, the president of Studio Post, here representing the Alberta Post-Production Association as well.
Thank you, Nazanin. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you very much. As she said, I'm Mark Wood. I'm president of Studio Post and the chair of the Alberta Post-Production Association, sometimes called APA. We are an association that represents people that work in the post-production industry, audio engineers, editors, animators, special effects artists, designers, and colorists. Today, I'd like to speak about the post-production grant, the PPG. It's a Made in Alberta grant program for post-production companies and sole proprietors. I believe that PPG is one of a kind in Canada. It's a unique way to support producers and those in the post industry. Work on screen-based projects and with an audience can claim as long as the post facility is based in Alberta and the work done is by Albertans. Companies have used the grant money received to increase marketing efforts, do capital upgrades, add and retain staff, and improve training. It allows post-production companies to have some of the best equipment and the most experienced staff around. The program dollars allocated to the grant are spent every year, which I believe is a good news story. That's a measure of the independent production going on And when that production activity is busy, post-production is busy. The more production is going on, the more post happens. A good measure of the production environment. Local producers also benefit from the program as it allows post facilities to be more competitive in pricing, which in turn is like an investment in the producer and the productions that they do here. Without the PPG, some projects just wouldn't get finished. The PPG has personally helped our company through COVID. It's allowed us to do some capital and infrastructure upgrades. It's helped us with smaller clients who are just trying to get their first production off the ground. And to me, it's an investment in the screen-based producers through post-production. Local producers get the best technology on their productions so that they can compete at the world stage, and it helps us retain amazing talent. With the budget increase to the Made in Alberta grant program this year, we've seen an increase in post-production in Alberta as well. Local producers support local post facilities. So the two programs work really well together. I'd like to thank the minister and her department for all the hard work that they do in growing our industry and keeping it very competitive. And from my point of view, somebody who's worked in post-production for almost 35 years, the PPG is a game changer. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to call out Minister Fur again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll now go to our Q&A portion. Remember, it's *1 to ask a question. One question, one follow-up. Operator, patch through the first caller, please.
There are no questions in the queue at this time.
All right, we'll go to the floor. Any questions on the floor? Hearing none, that's a wrap, folks. Thank you very much.
No, there's no questions if it's a good news story, Garrett.
There you go, Minister. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, and that concludes our press conference today.